Today's presentation is going to be on the AI Auto Trader. And this is a fully automated strategy that once the strategies are enabled, the trades are executed and managed on your behalf in full automation. The system can also be traded on a discretionary basis or a semi-automated. I like to refer to it as, that's kind of how I use it, a semi-automated, where the system will take the entry automatically, and the stop and profit target is projected on the chart, and it gives you the ability, if you wanted to move your stop or profit target as you see fit. But it's just an option. It's not something you would have to do. So I'm going to be showing you, this is the workspace of the AI Auto Trader. It simultaneously trades 6 instruments, and these were the results today. And the presentation that I'm going to show you is going to be exactly how we were able to accomplish these results, this in full automation. So I wanted to start with just showing you the workspace. And now I'm going to switch over to my other screen. And just go to my slide deck real quick. And I want to thank you for joining me today on this Friday. And I'm going to get right to the point. First, let's get the CFTC out of the way. This presentation is for demonstration and educational purposes only. I am not a licensed financial advisor. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, please consult with a licensed financial advisor. And I always like to start off and mention Marcia. You know, testimonials can be very useful. I've seen some presentations before that people use testimonials, and I cringe a little bit. You know, and I almost think that maybe, you know, it's canned or not real, but I want to show you something that is 100% genuine. And she really tells a beautiful story. This is Marcia, and she's one of our members that has been trading the AI Auto Trader for about 3 or 4 months now. She's really extremely intelligent. She's a business owner. She doesn't have a lot of time to spend in front of her charts, but she's extremely motivated to learn how it works, the workings. She's always looking for an edge on how to trade the system more efficiently, and she has that hunger that a lot of us as traders share, that hunger to succeed. She's definitely has that hunger and thirst to succeed. But her story is very similar to a lot of ours. What's unique about her story is, I think what stands out in my mind is her learning curve was significantly shorter. She came to us 4 months ago, knew nothing about trading the futures markets, knew nothing about prop accounts, complete newbie, totally green to trading. And within the first 2.5 months of trading, she was able to make significant accomplishments. She went on to get 16 funded prop accounts with Apex, 16 $50,000 accounts, and she also has one now with Buell Knox for a total of 17. And she did it in 2.5 months, which is really remarkable. You know, my learning curve was a lot longer and a lot more expensive, let me tell you. You know, I spent, 8 or 9 years trading and didn't make a nickel and lost thousands and thousands of dollars. But they were all educational lessons that unfortunately were expensive. So Marcy was able to achieve incredible success using the AI Auto Trader, and her learning curve was significantly shortened to just a few months. Within the first 30 days, she started realizing gains. So she's one of our success stories, and I wanted to highlight the success that Marcia has been having. Our mission here at Right Line Trading, I'm really part of an extremely educated and experienced team. Our mission is to provide our members with an edge. Most importantly, we want to do it in this niche with honesty, transparency, and integrity. We don't want to, you know, lead you down a wrong path or have your expectations not met because of something that we said. So we do everything in complete transparency, with honesty and integrity. And I think that's what really distinguishes Right Line Trading from the majority of our competitors. And I just want to pull up my questions so I could just see the questions here. Bear with me for just, oh, okay, there you are. Questions. Okay, great. And so in order to provide you with an edge, really what our software does is we wanted to be able to predict the future direction of price. And man, that's the information that we're all looking for. And along the way, over the last 12 or 13 years, we've really built a community of traders that all from really all experience levels, starting from a newbie to a professional. And there are, plenty of in-betweens as well. And we have a community of traders in our Discord chat that all share what's working, sometimes more important, what's not working. And they really help to shorten the learning curve for our new members. So a little bit about myself. Again, my name is Rory Powers, and I reside down in South Florida, just south of Miami in a place called Homestead. I like to refer to it as the suburbs of Miami. And I'm right down by the Homestead Air Force Base. And the pictures that you see here, I'm an avid saltwater fisherman, but really my trophy catch was my wife. I have a beautiful wife. She's a Haitian American, and we have two beautiful children God has blessed us with, a 5-year-old and a 19-month-old. And my wife happens to be a registered nurse, and she's really just a blessing of my life, and the biggest blessing I've ever had, best thing I've ever done. But my other passion is saltwater fishing, and I always talk about my fishing trips. This picture it shows Mark Miller, who's the owner of Right Line Trading, Sergio Luque Rodriguez, who's our coder. And, it's important to know, I know I skipped a big portion in my previous slide, but I wanted to really give my team credit because, if any of you have been following Right Line Trading for many years that we've been around, Mark Sachs was the founder of Right Line Trading. And Mark Sachs was a brilliant guy. He was, a graduate of an Ivy League school, University of Pennsylvania. He was a medical doctor. He was a mathematician. He got his degree actually in mathematics. And he kind of built the core indicators of our system, developed them all based on mathematical modeling. Well, he kind of passed the torch over to the new owner, Mark Miller. And come to find out, Mark Miller's background, he has an MBA from Cal State in robotics and automation. He's also an engineer. So he's an extremely intelligent guy. And, listen, we're in the midst right now of really what I would call an AI revolution. This AI technology that we've recently integrated into our system, I believe that we're just scratching the surface of the full capabilities of this technology. So with Mark Sachs passing the baton over to Mark Miller, it really brings us into the future on the right track. And some of my other teammates that are part of the Right Line Trading team are also extremely educated people. Charles has his master's degree from UCLA in engineering and computer science. Sergio has a master's degree in computer science. And we also have 3 full-time traders on staff that will trade the right edge of the chart every morning come the opening bell at 9:30. I'm really proud to be part of such an experienced, educated team. So let's get on with the presentation. The genesis of the AI auto trader was really something that us traders all share in common is our lack of consistency. Um, Problems, my slide says problems making money. Actually, we can make some money. The problem is keeping it and having consistent success. And that was really the genesis of this AI auto trader. I saw a recent presentation that showed that close to over 90% of the trading now is done by bots and automated algorithms. These powerful bots and automated trading systems, really have an edge over us as human beings. The reason being is as humans, we all have these emotional issues. I always think of somebody with emotional issues, as someone sitting on their psychiatrist's couch, just talking about how everything went wrong in his life. For us traders, it's a little bit different. We have as human beings another very intelligent guy, Christopher Mullen. I watched his presentation. He actually did a study on human emotions and human personality traits as it relates to trading the financial markets. And what he found was that as humans, we all share about 10, let's call it 10, I think there might have been 12, personality traits that we all share with a certain degree of each one. An analytical, an emotional, a driver. We all have a certain percentage of each one of these core personality traits. Well, in this course of his study, what he learned was that 90% of these personality traits just don't lend well to being a very good trader. So these emotional errors or human errors, maybe is a better description, is something that we all have in common. There's very few of us. David Wise happens to be the exception. He's one of our options trader, and David Kushner is the same, where they can kind of channel out all of that anxiety and all of those emotional rash decisions that we make in the heat of the moment that winds up sabotaging our trading results. These very small percentage of people have the ability, to channel all of that out and to make decisions that are totally based on the analysis, on the charts, on the technical analysis. So I think human error and those emotional trading errors is the most common issue that we all share as traders. Maybe some of us have bought indicators that just don't work. But listen, it all leads to the same place, and that's blowing out our trading accounts. And I've had the privilege over the last decade of speaking to thousands of traders, and I tell you, there's maybe on a handful, maybe on 2 hands, I can count the ones that are really success stories, or they just didn't tell me about the blown accounts that I don't know actually blew out a trading account in their trading career. I think it's something that 90% of us all share that in common. And man, that's just a terrible feeling. I remember going to sleep at night talking to myself saying, man, and it was so frustrating because I strung together a few good days and I thought maybe I had turned the corner on my trading, only to make some bonehead moves and blow out another trading account. So that's been the genesis of the AI auto trader. Because listen, let the truth be known. When that opening bell rings at 9:30 a.m., we really have no idea which way price is going to go. So what we've done is we narrowed it down to two things that we believe is going to create trading success. Number one, we want to have the proper tool set. And man, that is number one. Listen, if you're trading with outdated technology, regardless of the task that is at hand, to use an analogy of something other than trading, you've heard an analogy about going into a gunfight with a butter knife, or a carpenter trying to hang a door with you know, with a tool, with a plunger. You have to have the proper tool set in order to get the task done, the job done, in the most efficient way. So, keeping up with modern technology, you have to be in line with what the other retail traders are using. You want to have a more powerful, bigger system, more powerful system than what they're using. Number two, because as humans we make all of these errors, and we all share these personality traits that are genetically we're born with. Ideally, we want software that can automatically get us in and out of these trades at the most ideal times. And that was the genesis. Those are the two things that we feel are going to create trading success. So the AI auto trader, listen, it eliminates all human error. There is no more human error. It's, you know, thinking about it, I kind of equate it to doing tremendous calculations. Imagine trying to calculate, you know, multiplying and dividing 6-digit numbers, and there'd be 15 different numbers that you're multiplying and dividing, and trying to get the answer before you pull the trigger on entering or exiting a trade. Well, having these bots with AI, with artificial intelligence, that's what basically what you have on your side. You have a calculator that's processing a tremendous amount of data, that's going to take these trades in the most ideal locations, place your stop and profit targets based on the average true range of the market, and only do it during the trading hours that it has the most chance of being successful. You know, come to find out, um, it's important. Your entries are very important, don't get me wrong, but just as important is how we manage these trades. Man, that is huge. You know, we run testing, and taking the same entries and just changing the trade management strategy completely changes the trajectory of that equity curve. So really the way we manage these trades, the placement of our stop and profit targets are just as important, if not more important, than the entries. For prop traders, I'm also going to be showing you our prop trading templates. We have custom templates that are designed to get you over stage one of the prop trading evaluation. Prop trading is burst onto the scene with the main advantage is we're not risking our own capital. Our losing days, or if we blow an account, it's not that painful. Where the downside is they make it a little tougher. They have all these rules and regulations that we have to follow. So if you're a prop trader, stick around. I like to call this system prop trading on steroids, and I'm going to show you why. So let's get on with the presentation. So we also, let me just say this before I move on. Phase one is the evaluation of the prop trading. There's two stages. The first is the evaluation. The second is your PA account or performance account, and your strategy for getting evaluated and passing, and then to maintaining a funded account are two different ball games. When you want to, with a PA account or performance account, you want to obviously be a little more conservative than you would be in evaluation. So I just want to mention that the AI auto trader is currently trading a very diversified portfolio of strategies. It is currently simultaneously trading 6 instruments at once, which is not a feat that you or I can do with any success or any accuracy. So we have all of the futures index equities covered. What I mean by the index equities, we have the Dow, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Russell. These are extremely liquid instruments. The bid-ask spread is minuscule, so we have no problem getting in and out, and we get really crisp fills. We are also trading crude oil and gold. So we're keeping our finger, the system is, these bots are keeping their finger on the pulse of the market. These large institutions, they like to move their money from one equity class to the other to take risk off the table. And it's a very news-driven market. And depending on how these news reports come out, they're switching money in and out, transferring money from one equity class to another. And our software is picking up on that flow of institutional money. And that's really our premise, where we're coming from when we're trading our system. So the diversified portfolio of strategies, I want to give you just a few examples of some of the strategies that come with the system. On the E-mini, we trade a couple of different time frames or data series. We have our 5-minute bar, and we have a 30 range bar. Our ES strategy is called our cash register. And the cash register, to give you an idea of the performance, last month in September, trading one contract, the E-mini was able to pull in $3,591 trading that 5-minute bar, $3,591.44, and that was after commissions, trading just one contract. Now, we also have a strategy on the ES that runs on a 30 range. The 30 range strategy, we have a member of our community, believe it or not. We were blessed. His name is Robert. Robert is, I had mentioned that our community of traders has anywhere from newbies to professionals. Robert is a professional. He's in this niche, and he's a professional at trading and the optimization of trading strategies. And what he does for our members and our team as well, we're all the benefactors, the beneficiaries, is he optimizes them like nobody else. I was really given the opportunity, and I thank him again for it. And I recorded this session. I spent an hour with him, and he showed me how he goes about optimizing these templates, and it's extremely gifted at it. But anyway, on a strategy that he has shared with our community from September 19th to October 4th, it made 14,600. Now, fast forward another week, in a slide coming up, it's up to 15,900 in just under a month. So just under a month now, the two ES strategies, you're looking at 14,600 and about 30, I think it was about 3,500 on the other one. So some really powerful strategies on the E-mini. Something that's really nice about the E-mini, if you're familiar with the futures instruments, is the E-mini is kind of like a Mack truck. I like to refer to the NASDAQ as an Italian sports car, a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. It's very fast. You can make a lot of money very quick. And listen, it's a double-edged sword too. But the E-mini is almost the polar opposite of the NASDAQ. It's very slow and methodical, and it moves like a tank. So it doesn't take that many trades. So that's one really nice thing about trading the E-mini. But we also have extremely profitable strategies on the NASDAQ, which are, one of the ones on the NASDAQ called the Haymakers, my personal favorite. But our 2-minute retirement plan strategy is one that's been, if you've heard any of my other presentations, I'm always mentioning this strategy. It trades at 2 minute on the NASDAQ. And in the month of September, trading just one contract, it was able to pull in $3,126.76. And that's after commissions, after commissions. Now, listen, it's important to know that these aren't back tests that are run in some strategy analyzer that you just can't count on. Back testing is good for certain things, but really, it's not going to give you very extremely accurate results as far as performance. What I'm showing you are actual results run on a live market, not a back test, okay? Now this is a back test, okay? And this is what most people will show you. They won't show you real live results. And this shows the NASDAQ from January to August, and it made $39,000, which, you know, is almost double, I think, of what I showed a little earlier, about 3,500. The NASDAQ made in real time per month, that would be times 8, about 24,000. So in this back test, it shows 39. So there's a little bit of a disparity there. And I want to be transparent about that. So this is a back test from January 1st to August 15th. It showed a profit of 39,000. So let me show you a little bit, talk a little bit about, and I don't want to take too much of your time, but we have extremely powerful strategies that run on crude oil, gold, the Dow, but they didn't perform quite as well as the ones that I just showed you. And I wanted to show you some of my top strategies. So to highlight some of our best prop trading strategies, as I mentioned earlier, we have our evaluation passing templates that we call the 1-day pass. Man, these are really exciting strategies because what they do, just to give you a very brief explanation, let's say, for example, you have a $50,000 evaluation account with Apex. In order to pass that $50,000 evaluation, you have to make $3,000 in profits before you lose $2,500. So the spirit of the 1-day pass templates is to take one trade during the prime time, the prime trading session hours, and that's determined by looking at a 30-day look back of time optimizations. And we let it run just during that 1:30 or 1 hour, 30 or 60 minute time frame that statistically you have the highest chance. And we trade the maximum number of contracts that they allow. For example, with Apex on a $50,000 account, you could trade 10 contracts. So we're going to scale it up. We're going to trade 10 contracts, and we're going to go for the minimum amount of ticks in order to pass that $3,000 goal, which with the NASDAQ would be 60 ticks. And then we add a few ticks for commissions. So we'll call it 62 ticks. So with 10 contracts, we're going for 62 ticks. And man, I'll tell you, our NASDAQ, since I use NASDAQ, our NASDAQ is running about a 50% win rate. And that's not even our best one. Our best one happened to have been crude oil. Listen, we all know about the tension that's going on in the Middle East. Without going into any type of taking sides or anything like that, but what it's causing is a lot of big swings up and down, volatility on the price of crude oil. And these 1-day pass templates love those market conditions. That's what they thrive on. Our crude oil 1-day pass is up $11,817 in September with a 77% win rate. So let me tell you something. To trade 10 contracts and win 80% of the time, this has been just a cash cow, trading this crude oil 1-day pass. Lane, I do see your question, and I will get to it at the end. Jack, it is going to be recorded. Sounds great. So an 80% win rate with crude oil is just outstanding. So my next slide is going to show you the NASDAQ at 51%. And listen, we have several others at anywhere between 40 and usually the average is 40. The ones I showed you, I cherry picked the two best at 51% and 77%. So I always like to kind of under promise and over deliver. So let's say it's a 33% win rate. Okay. 1 out of 3. If for that same $50,000 evaluation, it's going to cost you right now with the discount that they have at 80% off, it's going to cost you $33 per evaluation. So if you're going to pass 1 out of 3 of them, if you buy 3, statistically, you're going to pass at least 1. Okay. It's probably a little higher than that, but like I said, I want to give you the worst case scenario. So you get 1 out of 3, and you did it in 1 day. So for $100, now you've got a chance, you've got a vehicle to get into the game on a live market and trade some of these bots that have been extremely successful to get you a payout without risking any of your own capital. So those are the benefits for our prop traders. We also have a template that once you do pass the evaluation, we have what we call our PA account templates, because obviously we're not going to be as, as aggressive when we trade our prop account. I'm sorry, our performance account. So we do have custom templates that significantly reduce the risk, and we want to maintain your funded account. For our PA account, just trading one contract, we have this beautiful equity curve with just very minimal drawdown. Just go straight up in a beautiful curve to the upside. In September, it made $1,780.52, trading just one contract after commissions. Now, listen, a lot of prop traders use a trade copier, and they're not just trading one account. Like myself, what I've been doing is putting it across 5 accounts. So if you're doing that on one account and you're using a copier, you have the ability to put across 5 accounts. So that $1,780 is now multiplied times 5, or you're at $8,500. So it's a really big difference to have that really nice equity curve with a very little drawdown. Now I want to get into, because I always hear from people, how are you doing it? What's changed? Right line trading, like I mentioned at the top, we've been around for, about 14 years. And the system that we're using with this AI auto trader still uses the same core indicators that we started with 14 years ago. So what's changed? That's what everybody wants to know. What's changed is this new technology. This AI integration has been the game changer. And without going too deep into the minutia, I just want to explain a little bit about how it works so you have an understanding. The technology that we're using, each one of our bots runs in tandem with what we call a drone. The drone is really an automated bot, just like the regular bot. But to distinguish them, we're going to call it the drone. The drone has static parameters that do not adjust. It has a really big stop and a really big profit target, and trades 23 hours a day, 5 days a week. Okay. It runs around the clock with this huge stop and huge profit target. It's hovering above and it's scoping out many different things. It's looking at, number one, what is the average true range of the market? Where is the best position to place your stop and your profit target in the market right now? It's a very news-driven market, and it can change on the drop of a dime. Automated strategies. Listen, it's always been the biggest problem with automated bots is that they only do good in certain market conditions. or they only do good for a few weeks or a month, and then they get stale. They need to be optimized again and again, and it's a kind of like a hamster running in a wheel, or a dog chasing its tail. It's a never-ending chase, and we never kind of get any type of satisfaction. We never reach our goal. So this new integration is not only looking at the range of the market, but it's also looking at candlestick pattern recognition. The financial markets are full of candlestick patterns that reoccur, very geometrical. They reoccur day in and day out. But, it's important to know that certain formations cause, usually more often than not, if you get a bearish, for example, a bearish engulfing candle, that's a good sign the market's getting ready to reverse. The bears are in full control. You might have been in an uptrend that, momentum just waned, and now the bears have taken control, and you'll get that big, ugly red candle, and all of a sudden the market comes crashing back down to the 50, to the mean. Well, this system is going to recognize these candlestick patterns, and it's going to react instantly to either lock in profits or get you out of a losing trade as quickly as possible. So we have the adjustment of our stop and our profit targets, our candlestick pattern recognition, and last but certainly not least is we have what we call our time optimization. The time optimization, what that means is that drone that I just told you about that's running 23 hours a day is telling the bot, it's doing a 30-day look back or a 60-day look back, and it's telling the bot what times of the day are the most profitable hours to trade historically. And I've looked at the data, and it's a little uncanny because it shows that, right around an hour after the London Open, maybe an hour after the New York Stock Exchange opens, there's a couple of really nice times going into the closing bell. And then you have the Asia market open at night. So the system, the drone will tell the bot, hey, for the last 2 months, you're getting crushed these times of the day. Don't trade these times of the day. And what it'll do is it will dynamically change in your strategy. It's going to dynamically change the bot and only put the 3 most profitable trading session hours for your system to trade. Okay, so it's going to only trade when historically it performs the best. Only the times that strategy historically gets pounded, gets crushed, it's never going to take a trade. And this is all done dynamically. This is not something that you're going to have to continuously be adjusting. Every single day, these times might change and update. So this is what I'm referring to in the next couple of slides when I mention that it has dynamically adjusting trading hours, and that's part of our AI component as well. Another secret to a part of our secret sauce, let's call it the secret sauce, is we have extremely, I started the presentation by saying sometimes it's more important on how you manage the trades than it is on where you enter the trades. Well, we have very sophisticated ways of managing these positions, and it provides us an opportunity to really go for a home run on every trade and still make a profit if the market doesn't go the full excursion. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. We could trade a 1 contract strategy. This one happens to be on the NASDAQ. This 1 contract strategy starts off with a 78 tick stop loss, and it has a 120 tick profit target. Okay, but what it's going to do is once it goes 80 ticks, it's going to lock in. It's going to go to break even plus 40. So once it goes 80 ticks or about $400 in profits, it's going to lock in. Your stop is going to pop up and go to plus 40. Now, if the trade continues to mature towards our profit target, once it gets within our profit window, so let's say of 20 ticks, then our stop is going to pop up and lock in another chunk of profit. So it's going to be an equal distance. Price is now 20 ticks from your profit target. Now our stop is going to be 20 ticks behind price. So at that point, we can only give back what we have the potential to make. Now, I started by saying our stop was 78. You may say, wow, that's a huge stop. But let me tell you this, and I've seen it happen again and again. What we have are this candlestick pattern recognition. And what it does is it minimizes your risk. Because if you're in a long position and you have a 78 tick stop, with the NASDAQ, how many times have you taken a trade on the NASDAQ and your stop is just too tight? It'll come and wick you out only to continue in the direction that you thought it was going to go. Well, listen, our bots picked up on that. And it happens to all of us. It happened to me, I can't tell you 1,000 times I've seen it happen. I'd have a 40 or 50 tick stop, a 40 tick stop, a 30 tick stop. I try to use a little risk as possible. With the NASDAQ, it would always come back and bite me and then continue in the direction of the trend after it wicked me out. And I'd be on the sideline getting sick, sick to my stomach because I just got wicked out and this thing went a country mile. So this thing starts the trade, giving it plenty of breathing room to mature, 78 ticks. So what if it goes 30 ticks and then takes reverses on you? You don't want to take a 78 tick loss. What we did was we put in these candlestick pattern recognitions to exit the trades as well. So if we get a bearish engulfing candle and we're in a long trade, it's going to immediately exit out of the trade. We had a strategy just last week on YouTube Live. It made about $5,000 in one session, and it was using this technology. And it was I'm telling you, it was a choppy, disgusting, I mean, just a ranging market that you just couldn't get, if it was you or I trading, we would have got chewed to pieces. This strategy was locking in 200 ticks at a time, exiting on that engulfing, bearish or bullish, depending on what direction we were in, and immediately getting in the opposite direction and just running up the score like I've never seen a strategy do before. So this candlestick pattern recognition is really an integral part of our trade management strategy. So that's really the secret sauce, without going too much into depth of the minutia of the strategy, of the logic behind our system. So some of the strategies that are currently using this AI integration, we have a 2-minute that's running this pattern recognition that's using these candlestick pattern integration. In the month of September, it made $5,635, a significant improvement, trading just one contract after commissions. And we've discussed also the time optimization, and this is highlighting that time optimization. We have Robert running that 30 range that I had mentioned earlier from September 13th to October 10th, $15,900. Now this isn't even a member of our team, just to give you an idea of how, really talented this guy is. This is someone that took one of our strategies and ran it through his optimization, routine, and came up with these parameters, and in under a month, trading one contract, made $15,900 trading the E-mini. It's just amazing, the performance that that strategy is achieving. So I want to get to my special offer, and I want to be able to answer the questions because I do see them. This weekend, what we're going to do is we're going to include the full Monty. What I mean by the full Monty is really everything but the kitchen sink. Unlimited VIP support. This does not just pertain to the installation. I spoke to somebody on the phone today. I think his name was Ron. He says, listen, I've bought systems in the past and I felt, that I was lost. They kind of left me in the dust. And I know that feeling because it's happened to me too. And it's not a good feeling. They send you something, you don't know how to run it, how to use it. There's no communication. They don't even send you pre-formatted templates. Listen, with this, you're never going to be in the dark. Okay, you're going to be part of our Discord community. You're going to have a line of communication with all of our IT techs, Charles, myself, Sergio, if need be. At the drop of a hat, we're going to drop what we're doing and remote onto your computer. We're not going to send you an email with the, instructions that you need a college, a master's degree in computer science to figure out. We're going to get on your screen and we're going to do it for you. So you're never going to be left behind. We're going to set up the entire system for you. And throughout the entire lifetime of your membership, we're going to provide you with incredible tech support. I always like to, just show you this because I really think it holds a lot of value, a lot of weight. If I go to our reviews on Trustpilot, you'll see review after review of people praising our tech, not only our tech support, but also our AI auto trader. Really 4-star and 5-star review after the next. And we really go out of our way. We pride ourselves in providing you with really great technical support. So let me go back to my slide deck. And we are also including our prop trading portfolio of templates. So all of those one-day passes that I described to you earlier that make passing an evaluation a breeze, all of those are going to come with the special offer. It'll also include the PA account templates. A very common question or concern that I always get is, hey, can we use this trading the prop accounts? And I could say with firsthand knowledge that yes, you can. This is regarded what they call a semi-automated or self-directed strategy. Inside of those parameters of the strategy that I just showed you, let me see if I can pull it back up. Inside of these parameters, you're really setting the conditions for each one of the entries. Actually, we're giving you the pre-formatted templates, but this is all of the conditions that must be met in order for the trade to trigger, which makes it a semi-automated strategy. Once the trade is triggered, you're going to have on your chart the profit target and the stop. This trade just so happened to trigger off. This is one of my drones that is constantly running. And you can see my stop and my profit target here. And it has ways to manage this position. The stop isn't a static stop. That stop will move a few times during the life of this trade. So because you have the ability to manage this trade, I could take my stop and I could put it wherever I want. If I want to take profits on the trade right now, I could drag it down and move my profit target way in. Having the ability to do that makes this considered a semi-automated strategy. So all of the prop trading templates are included in this special offer. I always have questions regarding training videos. Yes, it is fully automated. Yes, there is still a learning curve. Just because it's fully automated doesn't mean that you're going to just jump in on the first day and understand everything. And we know that. So not only do we put you in a community of traders that are supporting you through this journey, but we're providing you within that Discord a channel of tutorial videos, including our 2-module masterclass module, a masterclass workshops, the learning curve is a little different. Since you're not learning it's a little bit of a different methodology. You're not trading on a discretionary basis, but just the basics of learning how to put your live account in the strategy, rolling contract months, which one to trade, stuff like that. Give yourself a few weeks or 2 weeks or 30 days. And man, you're going to know exactly how to run this strategy as good as anybody else. So we do provide you with all of the tutorials to make the onboarding and getting started much easier. To top that off, we're one of the very few vendors that's transparent. Man, listen, we don't want you to jump in head first. We've all done that. How many times have you bought a system off a webinar because they made it look great, and then you buy it and it's completely different, and it just doesn't work? Listen, we have in our YouTube channel live streams that we've done every day of the week memorialized. Thank you, Ray. I just saw your comment. I really appreciate that. And so you're always welcome to come and join us on YouTube Live. If you want to go back and see a recording from last week or last month, it's all there. If we have a bad day trading, we wear it like a pimple on the end of our nose. There's no hiding from it. One thing I really like about the strategy is we can, and I don't want to really go back into it, but we can also, because this is always a concern of people. A lot of people say to me, Rory, I just want to make 200 a day or 300 a day. In the parameters of the strategy, we could put a profit goal of 300 a day. And let's put our loss limit, and we don't want to lose more than 300 a day. So now, if you enable this strategy, if it makes 300 or loses 300, it's automatically going to stop trading. So you could set those profit goals any way that you wanted to make it. So we're going to trade the system with you on YouTube live stream, which significantly shortens the learning curve. After watching us for a few weeks, man, you're going to be drooling. You're going to be ready to dive in, and you're not going to be able to wait to trade this system because it's just a powerhouse. So the special offer, as I mentioned, includes the full Monty. And we have 3 different membership plans. We have our monthly, our annual, and our lifetime. The monthly normally is $7.99 per month. For this weekend, if you use coupon code SAVE $200, it's going to bring the monthly subscription to $5.99 per month. For the annual subscription, normally it's $34.99. If you use coupon code SAVE $1000, it's going to bring it down to $24.99 per year. So that will significantly reduce the monthly charge. If you divide the 12 months by the $24.99, it comes out to roughly $200 a month. For $200 a month to trade this system for a full year, believe me, you're going to be really happy that you did it. If you're one of those that just doesn't like reoccurring subscriptions, we have a lifetime option, a lifetime membership. The lifetime access is normally $69.99. We have a coupon code that will discount $2,000 by using SAVE $2000. That will bring it down to $49.99. You can pay it in one payment. We also have PayPal as a checkout option. PayPal Credit has really something really great. They have what they call Pay Later. Excuse me. Let me just take a quick sip of water. PayPal has what they call Pay Later. And Pay Later gives you the ability to pay over 6 months with no interest. So 6 payments, no interest, and you'd own it forever. If you have any questions or you're interested in some form of payment plan, please give me a call or put your name and your number in the chat box. It's going to be much easier if I give you a call, because I would rather discuss it with you personally, to discuss payment options that you personally would want to tailor to your budget. And I think it's more appropriate to do that on an individual basis. So look, this was just what just happened here on this trade was exactly what I was talking about. The system took the entry down here, and it stayed in the trade. It had a 78 tick stop loss, and finally the trade matured, but all of a sudden got that bearish engulfing candle and immediately exited the trades and took profits. And that's the type of logic that just played out in real time on that entry on this trading chart. So let me take a look at a few of the questions that I have. It is going to be recorded, Jack. Jack, please give me a call regarding that. And or if you'll give me a good time and phone number, I'll give you a call. Lane? I'm just reading your question. Lane, you can do that, absolutely. And that's part of our methodology. We show you exactly how to do that. What he had asked was a question regarding full automation. I mentioned in the beginning, there's several ways to trade this system. Semi-automated, fully automated. You can use some discretion. It's totally up to you. But Lane has a job, and we have many members that just can't babysit their charts. And we do have a methodology, and we give you step-by-step instructions on how to enable these. Now, you're not going to enable all 6 instruments and trade them all simultaneously. That's not how it would work. You're going to trade our most powerful bots on a live account, and you'll be able to leave it enabled and go to work, and it will trade for you. Yeah. Oh, Lane, he also asked, can our tech team provide hardware advice? You're talking Charles's language. My God, this guy is like an encyclopedia. He has done his due diligence. Listen, he spent 30 years, a whole career working for a tremendous software development company. Not related to trading, but at heart, he's a trader. But as far as, knowing the specs of VPSs in your computer in order for this to run optimally, he is an expert, and he will be meeting with you if you decide to come aboard. Yes, I can, Lewis, and I will. Fidelity? That's a good question, David. David asked, can this function with a Fidelity account? And this will function with any broker that supports the NinjaTrader 8 platform. And I'm not sure if Fidelity does or not. I know that NinjaTrader does allow to trade IRAs and 401ks, and I'm not 100% sure how that works. So I would recommend reaching out to NinjaTrader brokerage and asking them specifically about Fidelity. But which brokers I know you will be able to trade this with are the ones that support NinjaTrader brokerage. Interactive Brokers, NinjaTrader brokerage. For Canadians, there's GFF, Global Futures. You know what I just saw is very interesting. Thinkorswim. You remember Thinkorswim used to have an API with NinjaTrader that we were able to connect our it used to be, you know, TD Ameritrade, now it's Schwab. But guess what? That integration's coming back with Schwab. So you will be able to trade a Schwab account in the very near future. And of course, all of the prop firms that support Ninja can also be used. All right. So I just wanted to show you just a few more of our success stories. This is Simon. Simon was able to make $16,433 over 7 prop accounts, trading this AI auto trader. We have a lot of our members that you'll see in Discord. They're posting numbers that are really eye poppers, that are really life-changing numbers for most of us. Suzanne is one of our better traders. She's very consistent and always posting really nice results. And we have many members. One of my favorite testimonials is from Gary Sparks. On this slide, you could see Gary, who's a very humble guy. He's very quiet. You know, he's not one to really chime in very often. So I was kind of surprised when he chimed in. It was on a YouTube Live, and Michael Edwards was asking questions about the AI auto. And Gary, in his last comment here, said that he gives him a warning because he himself had purchased systems from many other vendors. And what he found at the end was that our system is head and shoulders above our competitors. So I can assure you that Gary's not on our payroll. That came from his own personal experience, 100%. And it's, you know, just like I showed you the results from today, it's not unlikely that each day that you'll have a leaderboard that looks just like this. So again, our special offer is going to be valid through Sunday. My telephone number is there. If you just give me just a few minutes once the webinar ends, you're more than welcome to give me a call. And I will be giving you a call if you've left your name and your number in the chat box. If I haven't answered your question, nobody else can see it. If you'll please just put your name and your number. And I would like to talk to you and get all of your questions. I'll do my best to answer your questions and address all of your concerns. So I just want to end with one thing. I want to show you my personal P&L because for me, this AI auto trader has really been a game changer. And I've traded over the last 3 or 4 weeks on, let me bring up my trade performance. I've traded the last 3 or 4 weeks live on YouTube live streams. And this is across 5 different Apex accounts. And my P&L from September 19th to about October 11th, the last 3 weeks, I'm up about $8,500. Now listen, I am a habitual account blower, okay? On a discretionary basis, I can't stay out of my own way. This system has been a game changer in the trajectory of my trading career, and I am confident that it can be for you as well. So if you've blown out trading accounts and you're just a terrible trader, you're like me, fear not. You have hope. So please give me a call or put your name and number in the chat box, and let's talk about getting you started. So I want to thank everybody for joining me today. And listen, I hope that you have a blessed weekend. Man, it's been a stressful week, especially a stressful few weeks. So, you know, let's be honest, especially if, you know, if you were in the path of those 2 storms, there's a lot of anxiety and stress and sometimes damage that us or our loved ones go through. And I hope that you're able to spend quality time with the people that you care about the most. Our health is number one, and spending quality time with the people that we care about is definitely number two. So God bless you, and I hope you have a blessed weekend. So long, everybody.